This review has been made possible by Toyota of Naperville. As you know, Toyota has tons of brand new Toyotas available for purchase, but did you know that they also have a remarkable selection of used cars? Head on over to toyotaofnaperville.com and look through hundreds of used cars for sale right now.
Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach and today I am driving a 2019 Volkswagen Golf R. Up front is a 2.0 liter turbocharged inline 4 and down below is a 7-speed automatic transmission. Now I'm super excited to be driving this here Golf R because I've driven a Golf R before, but not this body style. It was a Mark 6 where this is a Mark 7. And so let's see if the Mark 7's better, worse, or indifferent from the Mark 6. Now let's get back to that 2.0 liter turbocharged inline 4, 288 horsepower and some torque, but let's see how that feels. Put it into race mode. I do have paddle shifters, but I'm a grown man, so I don't want to use them. Here we go. A little bit of boost lag for sure down low right off from the launch, but man, once it's spooled up, it is a spry, fun car. And it sounds fantastic. Great induction noises, great exhaust note, and overall, it really is just truly a blast to drive. I'll put the miles per gallon up on the screen if that's something that you're interested in here in the Golf R for 2019. Now, like I said, paired to it is a 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. It's the DSG transmission from Volkswagen. They've been doing this for years and years and years, and it has never dropped the ball. It's always been a very solid, very quick transmission. And actually, the automatic transmissioned Golf R, which this is faster than the manual transmissioned one by a couple tenths of a second, but it's technically faster. I've always liked the DSGs. I've always thought if I'm going to go with an automatic in a sporty vehicle, the DSG does a really good job, and it's pretty much the same technology you'll find in the Audi S-Tronic systems or the PDKs from Porsche. Last but not least about the Golf R, and what sets the Golf R apart from the regular GTI is the all-wheel drive. That's right, the Golf R comes with an all-wheel drive system, the 4Motion system from Volkswagen, and I like it. I think it really sets it apart from the GTI, and it makes it feel and handle a little bit differently, of course, like an all-wheel drive vehicle. So I pleasantly enjoy that. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the interior. We have quite a bit to go through in here. Well, in front of me, I actually have digital gauges. On the left is my tachometer, and on the right is my speedometer. Those don't change, even though I wish that they did. However, I can add or subtract gauges in between those gauges, so I can do like my fuel range, fuel economy, navigation, driver assist systems, things of that nature, which I like. I just wish I got a little bit more customization, but that being said, I love the look of them. I think they look sporty, I think they look fresh, and they're not in your face, but they're definitely something pretty to look at. On the steering wheel, on the left, I have my cruise control options, as well as volume. And on the right, I have my selectors for that center screen, OK, voice commands, and skip track. The steering wheel itself feels nice. It is leather wrapped, has a flat bottom, and has the R badge down at the bottom, which is very nice. To the left of me, I just have my headlight switches and gauge dimmer switch, and on the door, I have my lock and unlock power mirrors and power windows. Moving into the center, I have 2 climate control vents and our infotainment screen. So a couple interesting things we can do in here. First of all, we can go to radio. Sirius XM is available, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, phone, voice, and app. But I can also go over here to car. I can look at my energy consumers, which is interesting. It's telling me what's actually pulling energy, which right now is the climate controls and my left seat heating. I can also look at my performance monitor, so PSI of boost, which we're hitting 14 PSI. I also have a G meter and kilowatt meter, and I also have a lap timer, so that is really interesting and things I can mess around with. Now, an interesting thing that Volkswagen does with their infotainment screens is that they sort of minimize the clutter at the edges when you're not using it. However, when it notices your hand moving towards the screen, it'll actually adjust itself, shown here. Very interesting. Now, the backup camera is a little lackluster. It's pretty low quality. And this was a big complaint I had in the Audi S7 that I recently drove. However, this is less than half of that price, so it makes a little bit more sense. However, the lines do not move when I move the steering wheel, and that's something I would have liked to have seen. So I'm not super happy with the backup camera, but it has one, and that's all I need. All right, so to save us both some time, I'm going to be doing today's sponsor reads, hot lapping the test track in my 2019 Mazda 3 all-wheel drive. The first sponsor is Fixed. Fixed is an automotive OBD2 sensor that you plug into your car, and it gives you tons of really cool diagnostics. Click the link in the description below, and you will get an offer code for my viewers only. You get a bunch of money off. Next is Con Plates. You don't want to stick the plate on the outside of your car? Cool. Stick it out with some suction cups. And last but not least, if you want to sell your car, go to cashforcars.com. Click the link in the description below, get a free quote, and they'll pick up your car in less than 24 hours. Thank you to all the sponsors for making these reviews possible, and that is a lap. Climate controls down below that center screen, auto, dual zone, and where to send it. I do have seat heaters as well, like we mentioned earlier, and they're very, very basic. I do have a little opening cubby hole. The cubby hole says 4Motion, which is the all-wheel drive system. Not sure why Volkswagen put it on the cubby, but that's where they put it. And inside that cubby, I have a USB input. Now, the shifter itself feels nice. It has a leather shift boot. Around it, it says DSG up at the top in case you forgot what kind of transmission you have. And surrounding it, we have a couple interesting buttons. I do have the start-stop button. This is a keyless start. And down below that, I have my mode button. So we have a couple different drive modes. We have Eco, Comfort, Normal, Race, and Custom. And when you're switching through all of these, it's a little picture of a Golf with changing elements in the reflection, which I find sort of interesting. Below the mode button, we have the automatic start-stop on and off and our traction control on and off. Then, to round out the center console, we have our power parking brake and auto holding brake. Auto holding brake being one of my favorite features in new cars. And we do have cup holders, so we will do a big friggin' bottle test. And unfortunately, the Golf R fails the big friggin' bottle test, which is to be expected on a vehicle this size. Now, one thing about the center console I wanted to talk about real quick is the fact that it's way down low. It is not very comfortable to rest your arm on, and you don't get any secondary armrest. So if you rely on a center console for driving, it might not be the best. Now we got to move on to the seats. The seats have pretty high bolsters on them, which is great for a sporty feel. It definitely feels sporty, and the bolsters do accommodate bigger guys like myself. They are big man friendly, and I really, really like that. However, it does make getting in and out of the Golf R a little bit more hard, but you're not gonna really have to worry about that. But speaking of seats, this is the 4-door, and we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, so now we're in the back of the 2019 Volkswagen Golf R. Couple of things to note back here. First of all, very, very spacious. My head has 2-3 inches up above it. I'm 5'11", and my knees aren't really hitting the front seat. If I move them and jostle them around, yeah, it'll hit. But you know, it's still a smaller car, so absolutely no complaints about rear seat room. I do have this fold-down center console with 2 cup holders, which is very, very nice. The seats feel nice. They have actual kind of bolsters to them, which is interesting. And overall, this is why you buy a 4-door. If you plan on taking anyone at all in your back seats, I would highly recommend the 4-door. I have done plenty of the 2-door GTIs and Golfs and things like that, and they're just terrible to get into the back of. The back seat space is fine, but the actual process of climbing in and getting to the back seat is, what's the word? Terrible. Awkward. Not ideal. It's 2 words, but you get the point. If you want to bring your friends along, or you want the prospect of having friends, get the 4-door. That's all I'm going to say. Let's take a look at the cargo. All right, so we're on the back of the 2019 Volkswagen Golf R. Now, the interesting thing is, oh, where do you lift up the tailgate? Oh, it's actually the Volkswagen logo. So flip that up, and that then becomes your handle. Now, around the back, not incredible room back here because it is a smaller vehicle. However, these seats do go down, and I get a 12-volt outlet. You guys know I always look for 12-volt outlets when I'm back here, and that's really, really nice. Volkswagen Cargo Protection System. I think it's just like a piece of cardboard or something. But it's decent space, and once you fold the seats down, It's a lot better. It's not bad back here at all, and I actually really like it. Now we got to talk about the looks. I love the look of the Golf R. I really think it's something special, and I like the four-door. I just think the four doors are proportioned a little bit better. It makes it look like an actual full car as opposed to just a little two-door. I don't know. It's just something about it. I just like the look of it better. And so now we have to talk about my final thoughts on this here Golf R. And I have to say that I'm not shocked by this car. Volkswagen has been making the Golf R for quite some time now, and time again, it's a very fun car to drive. The 2.0 liter turbo making almost 300 horsepower is a lot of fun. The all-wheel drive is fun, and the DSG is quick. It's very engaging. It's a solid driving experience, and I really, really enjoy it. The only thing I would worry about with the Golf R is long-term maintenance. If you do some research, Volkswagen, even in my book, I've had some personal experience with Volkswagens being a little bit on the pricier side for maintenance costs. But of course, every car is going to be different. That's really my only hesitation with this car. With buying this car is, do I want to put up with the maintenance? Will this car even have maintenance? It's kind of a gamble when it comes to Volkswagen, Audi, and Porsche. But if you don't care about that, this is definitely a car to drive. This is a driver's car through and through, and I really enjoy it. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Toyota of Naperville for letting me take out their Golf R. This is one of their used vehicles on the lot. Their information is up on the screen. Go check them out. They have tons of interesting things like a Tesla Model 3 and like a Jeep Gladiator, which I'm about to get into, which I'm super excited about. Go check them out. Hundreds of used cars, very friendly staff, very good customer service. You won't regret it. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.